everybody, and welcome back to Darvanalee Designs. My name's Nicole, and today is Saturday the 8th of March 2025, and today we're also here for a crafting vlog. So let's get started. Good morning or good evening everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me. Today is Saturday. It is a pretty relaxed day here today. It's starting to get a little bit overcast here right now. So we're expecting a bit of rain this afternoon. Probably won't get that much, but you never know. But anyway, as I said, it is Saturday in the studio, so I'm going to be probably working on a little bit of slow stitching this Saturday, which means that I'll pull out the Birdsville cushion and get some stitches down on that, and hopefully get everything down, so all the birds and all that sort of stuff down for the top part of the tree, and then I can start focusing on the next part. So, did I do any cross stitch last night? No, I did not. I ended up going to bed and just laying down. I didn't actually go to sleep until pretty late, but I napped and stuff yesterday as well. So, I ended up just laying down and reading, and thankfully I feel a bit better for it today. So that's a good thing. So I will be pulling out what I'm going to be working on next, because that was the end of the rotation for this week, past week. So I got a fair bit done on that, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to just leave it as it is and put it back, but I'm pretty sure we're back at the beginning of the rotation, and so if we are back at the beginning, that is awesome, because that means that I'll be pulling out what will I be pulling out? I'll be pulling out Farmhouse Christmas, I think. I think that is the next one that I'm up for. So that's exciting, because that's what I started the year off with. So, which was Snow Village, and of course, I've finished Snow Village, so I replaced that with Farmhouse Christmas. So that's a big one. I've only done a little bit up in the corner, so we'll pull that out. And of course, then tomorrow I'm working on Red Dragon as well. So I'll be getting a lot of stitches into my whips this weekend. And so that's all I'm really planning on doing today, is working on that and working on a slow stitching. So I'm going to get on with my day. I hope that you enjoy the video, and of course I will see you at the end of the day, and have a great day everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Alright, so what we're doing right now is we're pulling everything out of scrap wires. We've got bindings, we've got meter of fabrics, fat quarters from leftover quilt projects and all that sort of stuff, and we are just pulling everything apart and making piles everywhere. I don't know if we're making a bigger mess or getting organized or not, but these are just some of the scraps that I've got, and I'm getting them together. So and also dyed fabric and all that sort of stuff, getting ready to add that stuff up onto the onto the Etsy store. And then we've got more over here, and then we've got some over here. We've got binding, we've got two big things of scraps. I think there's bags of scraps there and all that sort of stuff. So we've started. Savannah's helping me, more like pilfering my stash, looking for stuff. She's already claimed a cotton and steel fabric with telephones on it. Apparently these are going to be pockets on a vest, and she's taking some of my granny fabric, as I like to call it, because Savannah's a nana. So she's getting all of that sort of stuff together, and so we're just going through it. And I'm going to make a quilt out of this just with fat quarters. I'm just seeing if there's any more of it, and I'm just going to sew the fat quarters together and then quilt it up. It's I can't remember where I got this from. I think I actually won this ages ago, but one of them did have, where is it? Which one is it? Here it is. It is Art Gallery Fabrics, Dana Willard, and I think it's called I don't know what it's called actually. Angles. angels, sorry. Can't read. No, angles. So, yeah. I don't know. I think I'm just going to add it. I don't know if this is the same one or not. Yes, it is. It's the same one by Dana Willard. So, I just figured, you know what? I'll just turn this into a quilt. And I'm going to turn that into a table runner. These are out of my stash. These are just my stash of fabrics. But there's a couple of piles of fabrics that we could possibly turn into quilts. For friends that are having babies, future babies, Etsy store, stuff like that. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. It's about an hour and a half later, and I have found all these fat quarters. There is 8 of them, and so we played around with some of the fabrics that we did find, and so we're going to basically I'm going to cut an 18 by 18 inch square out of each one of these. There'll be a little bit of scrap, so that'll go into the scrap basket, and I'll use it for EPP or something along those lines, or just, you know, just piece it together. Then we found a piece of this and we thought, oh, that looks really good with it, the dots. So we're happy with that because it's got the same colouring, so you can see the different yellows are in it. It's got the different greens in it that we have as well. But then we thought we'd throw a pink in, and it seems to go really nice with it. So I really like it. So basically what I'm going to do is cut 4 18-inch squares out of this one, 4 18-inch squares out of this scrap, and then off the bolt because there's not enough there to get 4. And then I will cut 1 each out of these, and yeah, and basically just sew it all together. And then I'm just going to I'll probably just put this as a binding on it, or maybe a plain mustard or something along those lines. I'll find a nice mustard color, and I'm just going to put it triangle quilting on it and call it done. So yeah, and I'm doing this up because I think this would look really nice in my boho room. So in like spring or summer, it's a little bit light, not as earthy toned, so it'll just brighten up the room a little bit. So I thought I'd do, and I think that is just going to look really nice. So it's a nice simple one, and I don't have to think too much about a pattern. They're just squares sewn together. Simple, perfect, lovely quilt, and I'm looking forward to it. This one here, I was going to make a table runner with it. I've decided that I'm actually going to make a little quilt for the lounge room, because these colours are going to be in my lounge room because I'm doing boho throughout the house. So I want earthy tones. They're definitely my colours that I want in there. So I thought what I'd do is actually get a calico and put alternate squares, so I'll be able to do 6 by 7 rows, and that'll give me a decent size lap quilt for in the lounge room, and it'll go really nice with everything as well. So that's what I'm going to do with that one. And I also found a whole heap, so it's all organized. So this is all bits of fabric that are cut, that I'm going to use as a scrappy quilt, maybe like a super scrappy quilt. Just sew all the pieces together, cut some squares out of it, do something with it. But they're all bits of scrap. I've still got a few buckets to go through, a few things to go through, but this is a good start for today. So these are all fat quarters, larger pieces of fabric, end of bolt stuff, like, so yeah, so they've like, that's the reason I've got those bigger parts. So it's been at the end of the bolt and all that sort of stuff. So we've rolled them up and put them in there. So we've got rid of all the bits that have bits cut out of it. And then we have some larger bits. Most of them are labeled. So some of them might be 18 centimeters, the width of the fabric. I think there was a 25 centimeter width of the fabric, and all that sort of stuff. So they're, again, all left over from projects that I've made, bags that have been made, classes that I have done, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so that is all there. And then these are fat quarters left over out of custom made quilts and all that sort of stuff when I've used fat quarter packs. And yeah, so they're all like leftover bits and pieces, and also fat quarters that were cut for the shop, for when I went to like retreats and stuff like that. That's pretty much all that's left. Up here we have some fat quarters. So over the years I've made quilts for people, and all that sort of stuff. So this one is a nautical theme, leftover fat quarters. They are all from a Riley Blake range. I can't think of the range. This one here is all fat quarters left over from custom made quilts and stuff like that. So there's not a full range here, but it looks like it because there's different ones that we used. I had a couple of customers that at the time were having babies and they wanted things made, and they picked these fabrics, so these were left over. This was left over from a big job. There's all cuts and pieces out of that, the same as this one. This was from a friend's baby's quilt, and it's left over. And then there's black and whites that I've been collecting over time and just putting them together because I want to make a black and white quilt. I actually have a black and white quilt in process right now, so I think some of these might get used in that. It's a big star quilt. So that is a start for the fabric sorting. Now, you might be wondering what this big pile is over here. So these were fabrics that Savannah found that she liked, and I have them on my shelf. So she's going to cut herself some meterage of these. She'll probably take a meter of each, I'd say, for her stash, and put them into her stash at her place. So yeah, at least I can do. She helps me out a lot in the shop and all that sort of stuff, and I never pay her, so she does it out of the goodness of her heart. So at least I can do is give her some fabric. So she's going to pick out of those. They're all the ones that are similar to what she picked out of the box. She's going to take the ones out of the box as well, so she can just take those. And so she's going to pick what she wants out of this here. And yeah, so that's why that's all sitting there. But I'm really happy with this. This is going to be a nice summer spring quilt. And this is going to make a nice little lap quilt for the lounge room, because the lounge room's got these darker colours in it, so that it will work really well. And of course I'm probably going to do, you know, some darker quilts for the bedroom as well. And just, yeah, and just have a pile of ones there that I can use for it and all the rest of it. These fabrics here would have made lovely sheets. I would have really liked to have made, like if they were in a wide back or something like that, a beautiful set of sheets. They just feel really nice against the skin and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, and I'll probably put flannel on the back of these. It'll depend, because this is going to be a summer quilt, but I generally sleep with a top sheet anyway, so I'll probably put flannel on the back of it, just get a little bit more weight. So I'm excited. I've got some projects for myself to make. I know I've got tons of stuff and all that sort of stuff, but this is not going to take long. This is basically probably going to take me about 2 hours to cut up, sew together, and yeah, get it into the quilt machine. It'll take me a little bit longer to quilt it, and the same as this one. This one's not going to take very long either on that, but I am super happy with that choice. What do you think? Leave me a comment down below and tell me what you think of that. It's very dark today in the studio, so yeah, but we had a little bit of fun going through old fabrics, and there's a lot there from when we've done workshops and cut out retreat bags and all that sort of stuff. Like Savannah was like, oh yeah, this was from a retreat bag, different customers and all that, and like scraps that they didn't need or would use or anything like that. And yeah, so I'll be able to hopefully make some picnic rugs out of that, for one for the girls each, and I'll send one down to Mia as well, and she can use it on her bed, or she can use it as a rug for outside when she's sitting outside with the dog. But it's a start. That all came from that end of the studio. So there's still some boxes and containers up there that I've got to go through. A lot of them have dress fabric in them, so things that I want to make, and I've got that fabric in there, so I will put all that together. But I think we had a great run at getting this stuff organized. Hey, so it's time to pick out, because it's Saturday, what I'm going to be working on. And as I said a bit earlier, we're up to Farmhouse Christmas, so I'm pretty happy that we have come back around to the first week. So we've had a lot finished in that in the last couple of, oops, sorry, bumping the I've got a growing guard in there and it's in the way. So we've got a lot finished over the last month or so. So since I started doing this rotation in January, and I do apologize if you can hear the music across the road, I have been pretty much waiting all afternoon to film, and I've just got to get on with it now. So this video, if they can hear it, will probably get demonetized because my neighbors are douchebags. So anyway, can you tell I'm a wee bit snippy? So when I started the year out, I was working on Snow Village. That was the first thing that I worked on for the year, and I finished that in that first week. And well, yeah, pretty much the first week I finished that. So I basically wanted to get some more stitches onto another project, so I replaced that with our Farmhouse Christmas. So I have had several finishes throughout January, and I've got a lot of stitches down on other projects that I'm working on, and they will start to come back through again. So we are back to where I started from in the rotation. So let me just pull this out. So that's what it's going to look like, and I'm doing this as one piece like I did with Snow Village. And of course this also has its floss and everything with it, which is probably a hot bloody mess if I know me. So these are all of our colors that we're using in this one. They're absolutely stunning colors. There's some Gentle Arts, there's Classic Colorworks. Obviously there'll be ones, if I don't have all of the colors here, I will probably just use DMC, or I will find the equivalent in Weeks Dye Works, because I have quite a number of Weeks Dye Works, and in fact I've already got one here, Hazelnut. But you can see those colors are just absolutely stunning. I love the greens, I love the reds that's in this, I love the browns, and it's just absolutely stunning. So it's going to look fantastic once it's done. And of course any snow that's going to be done in this will be done with Cosmo 2500. I just really love working with that, and I will continue to use that. Now I have gone to the Little House Needleworks page, and they supply a complimentary border if you're doing it as one piece. So you can see here that there's a border that goes all the way around. I love this framing and all that, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I am probably going to do this as a cushion, but I am still sitting on the fence with that. So I may end up doing some framing for this one. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm thinking that I'm probably going to go with a cushion, but yeah, that's sort of where we're at. So I'm using the free border, and as you can see, I've already scribbled on it. So that is there, and let me just open this up so I can show you. I'm working on, and I don't think I've got the little slip for this. I'm pretty sure that this is autumn that I'm working on, this piece here. It could be Desert Sands as well, because there is quite a bit of orange in it. Actually, I think it is Desert Sands. I have to just bear with me for a moment, and I'll just grab my my WIP journal, because I'm pretty sure I've got it written in there what I'm working on. Okay, so I've got my WIP journal here. It's one that I made up a couple of years ago, and just having a look. I haven't used this in a while, so let me just, I'm pretty sure that it is, here it is. All right, let me just have a look. What am I started doing the box individually, decided better to work on tea-dyed linen, one piece. Okay, that was my thoughts on it, but I haven't written it down what it is. I'm pretty sure it is 18 count, I know that, and I'm pretty sure it is I'll just see if I've written anything else in here. I've got to go through this and mark off what I've finished, because I haven't used this for a while, and I have finished a number of these in here. So yeah, should probably start using it again, but anyway, got a lot of I've UFO'd a few things where I've decided that I'm not continuing on with them. I just wasn't into it. Anything that's got a line through this, it's either UFO'd or finish. Yeah, no, it's not in there. All right, so I haven't. I'm using the Called For Colors DMC and to CXC along with the other ones in it. I think I've actually put this in here and decided to change it, and I started this in 2021 and that, so yeah. All right, that's the information I have there. So I'm going to have to work out what this, I'm pretty sure this was one of my first dyeing sessions, and I'm pretty sure that this is actually Desert Sands, because it's got that real orange tinge to it. So anyway, I'm going to call it Desert Sands because I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. And yeah, so you can see that I've started doing the border. And there's this white border in here as well, so I don't know if you can see it. There's a, let me just see, there's a little bit of a white border there. So there's an inner border and then there's an outer border, and you can see I've started doing that. All right, so I'm going to have to go through all of this and find out exactly what I am. Oh, look, here we go. Sand, there you go. Oh, I found it. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure, like, I always put the things in, so I don't know why I didn't have it. So it is actually sand, so I'll have to update that journal. And this is the first one. So this is the one I'm working on right now. And you can see here on the back, I have that'll iron off, because that's actually what do you call it, friction pen, so it'll iron off. So I have swapped some colors out, so you can see here Classic Colorworks Weeping Willow, I've changed it out for Bean Sprout. Roasted Chestnut I've changed to Weeks Dye Works Hazelnut, and Cherry Cobbler I've changed to Buckeye Scarlet. Now these are very similar in color, and that's why I've been able to swap them out. So yeah, so that's what I've done there. And of course I haven't started any of the other ones yet. I have, however, as a singular one, and let me just see where that is. I have actually done this one already, so let me just go and show you what that looks like. I'll be back in just a second. Okay. It's dusty because it sits on top of the cupboard, and my lovely bag was made by the beautiful Jenny D. She made me this bag one year, and that's why I've got my little farmhouse Christmas in that one. Alright, let me just open up this. Alright, so I'm pretty sure these are some of my things that I have finished, and I'll go through that another day. This is all just stitching stuff in here. There it is, right there. So originally I was stitching this on I think it was called, oh, I can't even remember what it's called, but anyway, I ended up stitching, I was going to stitch these individually. This is an 18 count as well, and you can see that it's a nice little size for a ornament. And but I wasn't real happy because I couldn't see the white on this, and even still I still really can't see the white on this sand either. But I do have that. I have actually done that one so already, but and that was the same as Snow Village. I had done a piece from Snow Village as well. Let me just find it. Pretty sure, yes, so I had actually done a Snow Village one as well as an ornament. So I've started out with wanting to do them as individual pieces, but then changed my mind at the last minute. Thought that they'd be better off as something else. Alright, so let me just put all this back in here. And this is my stitching box of stuff that I have finished. It's a very dark box as well, so no light gets into it or anything like that. So and this was the original fabric that Snow Village came on. I think it was called French Rain, and it was by Witch Elk Fabrics. It was really nice to work on. Like, it was a 16 count, and it was nice to work on, but I just didn't like the color of it. I just thought that it looked a lot better on the lighter blue. So I thought, when I seen this and ordered this from the Fat Quarter Shop, I thought it was a little bit brighter than what it was. And it was my first soiree into colored fabric, and I just wasn't real happy with it. So that's why I ended up going with something else. And as I said, this one here, I just couldn't really make out the white. In hindsight, once I put the other border around, it probably would have stood out, but I decided to go with something that I hand dyed myself, and I'm really liking the look of it. But as I said, I'm sort of leaning towards actually doing this as a framed piece, but I'm still not 100% sure whether I will or not. But that's the piece that I'm going to be working on this week. Unfortunately, I have not got much done today because it has been unbearable out in the sewing room, because they have just been playing music all day and driving. It was fine this morning when we started sorting out the fabric and everything, but as the day progressed, they got louder and louder, and I'm just like, I just couldn't do it today. So basically I'm going to wrap this vlog up today because I just can't do it. that, and I'm sure that you can understand that it's very frustrating and all the things. I mean, if they were playing decent music, it probably wouldn't be so bad, but it is what it is. So I'm going to wrap this vlog up for today and say thank you very much for joining me. I know that it wasn't very much of a great vlog, and of course I will try endeavour to be back tomorrow. I'm planning on doing some stitching on Bird's Fur cushion and whatnot tomorrow. The good thing is that I can get up early. If I can get to bed early enough tonight, I'm going to put my headphones on and listen to a book and hopefully drift off to sleep, and basically sleep through that, because they are noise cancelling headphones, although they don't cancel out the vibration, do they? So tomorrow I'm going to get up super early and probably get into some slow stitching and all that sort of stuff, so I will definitely share that with you tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm going to set this up and get this ready to go for the week. And as I said, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, leave me a comment down below. If you're not feeling chatty today, leave me a little cow down below for a farm. And of course, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.